Welcome back, AI Med 25 Insights podcast series, sponsored by Outcomes Rocket and Sensinet Risk Never Sleeps. And we're here today with Dr. Arlen Meyers, of SOPE, and you're going to tell me what SOPE stands for in a second. And my good friend, Saul Marquez. Good morning, Saul.
Good morning, Ed. Excited to be here.
Yeah, terrific.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us, Doctor. Can I call you Arlen?
Yeah,
Dr.
call me Arlen.
Arlen, all right.
I've been called a lot worse.
Me too.
Yeah.
So, is the name a family name, Arlen? It's a unique name.
Oh, that's a very long story, but no. The short answer is no.
Oh.
But the family lore is I was named after Harold Arlen, who is probably the most famous composer you've never heard of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He wrote Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Wow, that's a very long story, but that's the short.
No, I love that.
Yeah, look him up, Harold Arlen.
And of course, The Wizard of Oz is back in vogue, right?
It's the most famous movie ever.
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 And it's at the Sphere. Are you gonna...
It's the most, and Somewhere Over the Rainbow is the most popular song ever.
Did Kermit the Frog sing a version of that song?
Probably,
Or something
yeah.
to do with a rainbow? I don't remember.
A Hawaiian guy did it. You remember the Hawaiian?
Oh, yeah,
guy?
yeah.
Right.
What was that? What was his name?
Izzy.
Izzy.
Right.
Izzy.
Unfortunately,
I love
he's
that
no
song.
longer with us.
He isn't.
But yeah.
Oh.
I remember playing that song, and we were in Maui, just driving all the way up the mountain.
Right.
Was it
Great memories.
You played it with it, like, oh, you mean listening to it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, playing it on my radio.
Okay.
And there's I don't want to go down in a rabbit hole with this, but there's a very interesting musicology analysis of that song.
Really?
Because it came out in 1930. I'm the only one that knows all this information.
I love it. Let's go.
We like rabbit holes.
This is great.
Rabbit holes are good.
This is the Rabbit Hole podcast.
It was produced in 1939, and people have interpreted it as a warning sign of the Nazi threat.
What?
Well,
And Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and what's going to happen, and all the trials and tribulations. You have to get to all that stuff, and the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain, and all that business.
What?
So it's a pretty interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting analogy.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's like Paul is Dead with the Beatles, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't there like
look it up.
and you play
Yeah.
like a Led Zeppelin song backwards and
Right.
something bad happens? I don't know.
Yeah,
interesting.
right.
I'm going to look that up. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Look that up.
published somewhere,
Fascinating.
right? Yeah, all right.
And speaking of Led Zeppelin, I was recently in Palo Alto, and there's a restaurant there where they did their first gig.
Dude,
There's a plaque.
I love that. You
There's
just said
there's a
that.
plaque on the wall.
No one has said speaking of Led Zeppelin ever on this podcast. That is the first.
You're in, Arlen.
Did
You're
you
in.
see Zeppelin?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
God.
a really hot
Yeah.
cafe beach
Yeah.
that all these Silicon Valley people go to. And there's this plaque that
No kidding.
yeah, it was pretty interesting.
What's your favorite band?
Eagles.
Did you go to the Sphere?
Well, no, but I live in Denver. So
Oh, right.
I can remember very distinctly, and this will age me, that I remember the Eagles and Janis Joplin at a concert
What?
at Mile High Stadium, which is where the football team.
Yeah.
No, I love the Eagles. My wife is like fed up with all my Eagles songs, but
Janis Joplin. Did you see her too?
yeah,
Oh man, she's great.
yeah, she was
great.
amazing. Yeah.
She's so amazing. Yeah.
Right. So I'm a hippie, and
I love it. So am I.
yeah.
Yeah, we can go all day about
all
hippie
day.
stuff.
Don't get Ed started.
Yeah, don't get me started. Like,
Yeah.
we'll do flashbacks, right?
Right.
We're going to have flashback.
Right, like
Flashback with Arlen
Like
Meyers.
Vietnam War, and what was your number? And
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Did you have a number?
oh, you bet.
Oh, did you go?
No,
Did you burn your draft card?
no, but
Oh.
there's two things people of my generation sort of remember. One is everybody remembers Kennedy getting shot, but the other is sitting in front of a television screen when they rolled the numbers for its selective service, and everybody remembers it, and I remembers their number.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because
Something that stays with you.
right, but that's a whole nother story. How all that wound up.
Yeah. Did you go to Altamont? No. Are you from San Francisco?
No, I'm from Philly.
Philly. Philly.
Philly.
Big game last night.
Yeah,
Did you watch
I
it?
didn't see the end.
Oh,
Did they win?
They won.
Oh, good for them. Yeah.
Good game.
Yeah, it was a creepy game the first half.
It was a little creepy.
And
Yeah.
typically I watch NFL football about 30 minutes a year.
Mm-hmm.
And usually it's the last 5 minutes of games that I want to see because that's how they're
That's a good way to watch. Very efficient way to watch
Yeah,
football.
it's an efficient way to watch.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to have to try that.
And I'll give you another rabbit hole that if you eliminate all of the dead time in an NFL game and all you do is watch the action, forget the space between the huddles and the timeouts,
Mm-hmm.
it's 12 minutes. of actual football action.
You're onto something.
That could be a thing, right?
You're onto
Like
something.
streaming the action to you.
In fact,
you could do that.
I want to feed it into AI and just have
you could.
AI play it for me.
There are things on.
I like that.
There are things on your streaming service where you can get rid of all the dead air.
Yeah.
And just play 12 minutes.
And just play 12 minutes of the game.
Now, he just said 2 trigger words for me, so I have to ask you, have you seen The Grateful Dead? I'm a deadhead. So
You're a deadhead?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good for you.
A couple hundred shows.
All right.
Man.
So moving on to AI.
SOPE. Let's talk SOPE. Let's talk SOPE. Tell us about SOPE.
Right. So SOPE is affectionately an acronym for the Society of Physician Entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
And we are an international, open, nonprofit biomedical and clinical innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem. So that's a whole bunch of words. And what does that mean? It means our mission is our members helping members get their ideas to patients. The problem we're trying to solve is that most white coats, when it comes to every white coat thinks they have a good idea. They don't. They have ideas, but that's it.
Yeah.
It goes down the shower and gets stuck with the hair in the strainer, and you never see it again. It's an idea.
That's where my ideas are. Shower strainer.
Right. Look in your shower strainer. You're going to see a lot of ideas there.
Oh, man.
God knows what else you're going to find there.
Oh, this is a rated G show. We're just changing the rating system here.
So how do you get an idea? And even if you had a good idea, you wouldn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Engineers, doctors, scientists, everything else.
So you help them marshal that.
We help them connect the dots. So we are a dating service.
Oh.
We're a two-sided market dating service. And I tell people because we are that and a nonprofit, we're a cross between Rotary and Match.com. So
Interesting.
you have an idea. Everybody has an idea.
Right.
But you're clueless what to do with it. Why is a whole nother conversation, which we can have, but you probably in your training had not had innovation and entrepreneurship training, education, development in your formal curriculum, whether it's a PhD in biochemistry or whether it's a neurosurgeon. You just don't have that, and we don't teach that yet. So as a result, you don't know what to do. Now, what I just described was me 20 years ago, and there's nothing worse than a reformed sinner. So I decided that I got angry. I am still angry. You can probably tell by
You don't seem too angry.
Yeah, you don't
though.
seem like real.
You're from Denver. How angry can you be?
I grew up in Philly. So
Oh,
There you go. There's the anger.
There's the anger.
we're the people that boo Santa
He's
Claus
pissed.
at the football.
Oh, we know.
So anyway, so I didn't like that. So I had a team that invented a gadget. So I became an accidental med tech entrepreneur. And I had no idea what to do with it. All I knew was that there was a clinical situation that I thought needed a solution. It was a gadget that optically detects cancer in the mouth. Pretty good idea. It was
Yeah.
a Geiger counter for cancer.
Yeah.
Lights up, you have cancer. You don't have to biopsy it. It tells you, and then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Anyway, I could never get that idea or that technology over the goal line. And I think, and the reason I thought was because the ecosystem wasn't sufficiently developed for the average clinician to do it, particularly in a community setting, not in an academic medical center where I was. So that's why I do what I do now. I'm an emeritus ear, nose, and throat facial plastic surgeon at the University of Colorado. My first career was to do that for 40 years. When this happened, I decided it was time to make a pivot. I liked doing what I was doing. I don't want to come across as a grumpy, burned out doctor because I really liked what I did, but I just felt it was the right time to pivot and move on to make a bigger impact.
I love that. I love that. Teach them how to fish.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's awesome. And taking your experience and now helping others not make the same mistake. You were giving a talk here, right? Tell us what that was about.
Well, I just had a workshop on non-clinical careers. So we had a good group and a lot of good input back and forth. And the reality is that a lot of health professionals simply don't want to see patients anymore because of burnout, because of the system, because of moral injury, because they're just fed up, because primarily it comes down to fear, ego, and greed. So they're fearful of what's going to happen to their future when they look into the crystal ball and come to a meeting like this, and how is AI going to take my job, and how is it going to make it different, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The ego part comes about because that's how doctors are built.
Yeah.
There's such a strong connection, including myself, that you are so embedded in your career and your personality is defined by your career that it's hard to divorce yourself. So I call this divorcing yourself. And just like when you're divorcing something else, usually you don't flip the switch until you have another love interest.
Yeah.
So you can bitch and moan about it all you want, but this is awful. I'm going to eat worms. But until you find a viable exit strategy,
Yeah.
you're unlikely because you're afraid. Because what's going to happen is going to be lonely. How am I going to deal with this on my own? What are people going to think about me? What about peer pressure? How about money? All the stuff. And finally, when you flip the switch, then you realize, I should have done this a long time ago. So that's basically how
I still love you, honey. He's pushing, but I'm not biting.
So anyway, that's how this worked out. So what do I do now? So after all of these career pivots, and I've probably been through 4 or 5 of them, most of which, in fact, all of them, I had no clue what to do when I did it. Because I wasn't, for example, I didn't know how to be a med tech entrepreneur. I didn't know how to be a social entrepreneur creating an international nonprofit. I mean, how do you do that and scale it and grow it and make it sustainable? I didn't know anything about side gigs and consulting, advising, money, all that other stuff. So I learned all that stuff on the fly.
You mentioned moral injury?
Yeah.
What is that?
Moral injury, well, that means that your values are being threatened because you're being made to do something. So the typical example is in warfare. So you're ordered to do some things that just doesn't feel right.
Give me an example. In
My Lai massacre.
No, in medicine.
Oh, well, you're asked to do things for patients that you don't feel are in the patient's best interest. Like, order a bunch of tests so the person that hired you can make a lot of money.
Oh.
Or,
Doesn't it go against the oath that we take? And
yeah, that's a whole nother story.
We have time.
Well, we're talking going back many years, like a couple thousand.
Yeah.
I mean, the times have changed. The fundamental issue is, which I think most doctors still adhere to, is when you're practicing medicine, the key thing is to place the interest of the patient primarily.
Right. We don't do that, do we?
We all have conflicts of interest. I don't care where, when, and how. You can't eliminate them. You can only mitigate them. So if you are asked to do something to or for a patient that is not in the patient's best interest, and you're saying to yourself, wait a minute, that's not what I signed up for, then that inflicts moral injury. Now, some people confuse moral injury with burnout. It's a different thing.
Yeah. I'm sure it can amplify it, though.
Well, it's actually more powerful than burnout. So if you just don't feel right about what someone's asking you to do, and incidentally, this also holds true for entrepreneurship. So if you go to work for a company that is doing something that you know is wrong, so I call this therontology, like Theranos, remember that deal?
Oh, I do.
Right. So
I wrote a poem about her.
Oh, you did?
I'll have to send it to you. You might like it, actually.
Really?
Of the Museum of Lies.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's an exhibit.
So anyway, and we've seen the pharma bro. It's just the same story. There's nothing new under the sun. It's the same thing over and again. Yeah. So that's basically what. Now, the interesting thing is that one of the main issues with what I'm involved with, that is physician entrepreneurship, is how do you reconcile the culture and ethos of medicine, which we just described, with the culture and ethos of business? So Peter Drucker has this famous line that the purpose of a business is to create a customer. That doesn't work in medicine. My job is not to create sick people. Right. Some people would argue with that contemporary medicine is exactly about creating sick people and spending lots of money to make them better.
Absolutely.
I would like to think that's not what I did for the vast majority.
I'd rather pay you to be well than to be sick.
Exactly. So that's the conflict. And a lot of that has to do with reconciling the clinical mindset and culture with the entrepreneurial mindset and culture. Now, there are two overlapping circles. There's distinct differences between the two, but there are a lot of commonalities where the two circles meet in a Venn diagram, and that's the space that we play.
Wow. My mind is blown already this morning. It's not even 9 o'clock.
Are you getting all this?
I am getting it all. I'm getting it all. In fact, we're going to do a follow-up on this. This is really, really interesting, fascinating. Damn.
Definitely.
You're a cynical optimist, I would say.
No, I'm just angry.
But you're also, you have to be optimistic to be an entrepreneur.
No, actually, I'm very optimistic.
Yes, I can tell that, but you're also a little cynical, which is good. It's an interesting balance.
Right. There's a difference between skepticism and cynicism.
Yes, that's true.
So I'm a healthy skeptic,
yes,
which unfortunately I don't think we have enough of.
No.
Skepticism is you're questioning the status quo for reasonable reasons.
Right.
Cynicism means you think people are awful.
Yeah.
I don't think people are awful.
No.
I have a fun time with people.
Yeah.
But
I like people.
Yeah, I like people. But it's sometimes I don't.
Soylent Green, man. Soylent Green.
Exactly. So the point is, no, I'm optimistic. And the reason that I'm optimistic has to do with the younger generation.
Yeah.
This story gets repeated over and over throughout
Joseph
civilization.
Campbell.
It's the same deal.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty optimistic. And even just at this meeting, several med students, residents are coming up to me and saying, I love this stuff. What do I have to do? And I want to do this and I want to change the... Great. Knock yourself out. So I'm going to give you the tools.
Yeah.
And I tell people that the thing I like about... I'm a professional educator, medical educator by training. I did this for a very long time. Residents, med students in the OR, all that. So I used to tell people in the OR, don't cut that. Because I can tell you what's going to happen if you cut that. Now I consider myself like an entrepreneurial attending.
Yeah.
So when they come to me with an idea, I give them radical candor. Like, give me 3 reasons why this idea should never see the light of day.
Yeah.
Does this sound familiar to you?
Yeah.
In fact, I think we have too many accelerators and we really need more euthanators. So a euthanator is a place where your idea goes to die. And give us both a merciful death.
I love that. Do we pay people for that or just...
No, actually we do.
Yeah, that's great.
No,
we're going to kill your idea, but we're going to pay you a little bit.
Well, I've been next to... Actually, I have a euthanator workship.
You do?
Yes.
Oh.
And I've been asked to... actually, the last one was...
It's not on YouTube.
It was at upstate in SUNY in Syracuse. We did a workshop with the residents.
Yeah.
And it was called an idea euthanator, where your idea goes to die. And the idea was that you put together a project team, and these folks just came out of the blue. They had they didn't know what we were going to do.
Yeah.
And the task was identify a problem that you have encountered during your clinical today, and everybody can see like 10 things that are wrong with the system.
Yeah.
Pick one and come up with a solution. And then the idea was to articulate a value proposition, which is actually pretty difficult in a short period of time.
Yes.
And then they would get up and they'd give the value proposition, and everybody would say, now you got 3 options. You can persevere, pivot, or punt. You can persevere with this idea because you think it shouldn't die.
Yeah.
You could pivot, which means
change.
You got to do something different. Or you punt, you kill it.
Yeah.
And that was actually a pretty good exercise. So I think I'll be interested to see at the Shark Tank.
Yeah, I'm
one of the judges.
You judge, yeah,
right, but I'm going to try to keep my mouth shut. That's hard, but
that's never going to happen.
I don't think.
Good luck now.
I don't think.
Saul got a word in. There it is. What's the time on that, Saul?
Right.
I don't know. He's vying for the most interesting guest so far.
I think. I don't know. We'll see.
Showing up with a black hood over my head so that nobody really knows.
What?
No, I'm
like V for Vendetta.
I'm just kidding.
With a little eagle on your chest.
And that's another thing. I don't think Anthony's going to like this, but I think that the business plan competitions and these pitch fests and all that, I don't think that's terribly useful, frankly. So again, instead of a scalerator, we should have a euthanator. I think instead of a pitch fest competition, we should have a value proposition competition or an idea comp where you are strictly, you create the business model and then we judge whether that's viable or not.
Yeah.
Not all the bells and whistles and the hype and the usual charts and the hockey stick finance and all that stuff. because we really don't know what happens to these companies that actually win the pitch competition.
Right. Yeah.
And I've told some folks that I work with in business schools and all that stuff, and they say, yeah. And they keep doing the same thing.
If
So,
it's a good idea, you probably don't need a pitch contest.
right.
All right. So, skeptical optimist, what's your view on AI? What's the worst scenario? What scares you?
So here's my deal with
I like
AI.
that question.
Right. So I would remind people that Apple is celebrating their 50th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So 50 years ago, Apple was created
That's it.
in the garage.
That's right.
That was
Steve
longer.
Jobs, etc.
After he left Atari, which
Yeah.
most people don't
Right.
know.
Oh, he was at Atari?
Yeah, see?
Hey, didn't you interview a guy from Atari?
I did. Yeah, one of the designers for the ET game.
Yeah.
Wow. And,
Yeah.
and the iPhone was launched in 2007.
Yeah, that's right.
Actually, June 7th, 2007.
That's your birthday, right? So,
Yeah.
No.
Like,
No.
why would I possibly remember anything like that? I just do. It's like the Grateful Dead or whatever.
yeah.
So the idea is, would anyone knowing now, knowing then what was going to happen to the iPhone and the impact it would have on our life? No, it's impossible. You just couldn't.
Of course, nobody
You
knew.
you couldn't possibly imagine how screwed you'd be if you lost your phone.
Yeah. How reliant on it.
Right. I like panicked because I thought I left my phone in an Uber, and it was like,
No, yeah.
gee.
I think we've all
Yeah.
been there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know what. So what do you do when you lose your phone in an Uber?
You get angry or
No, but I mean,
So
how do you
it happened to me before.
how do you recover? This is probably the most important
you
tip.
go to your
on this
Uber account.
Yeah, you go to your laptop and
Yep.
you go to Uber. and then
say,
you-
oh, that's
Yeah.
oh,
You
yeah.
say I lost
Oh,
my-
that's
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Good.
And then the driver will get it back to you.
Yeah.
Right.
I've
Yeah.
left eyeglasses in an Uber and they've actually delivered them.
Yeah, actually,
That's
they're
great.
I heard
Yeah.
they're pretty good.
They're really great.
That's a good tip.
Yeah. I've
And-
tipped the driver too. Like
Right.
it's,
That's
and
great.
likewise,
Tip your drivers.
so for the right
Yeah.
to go to the bonus round, what do you do when you lose your phone?
what do you do when you lose your
Yeah, how do you recover your phone? Or if you find someone else's phone,
Yeah.
what do you do?
I call the last call on the phone. Oh, I
Yeah,
can't
but the
get
phone's
in.
locked.
Yeah. That's a good point. Well, it depends where you lose it. If I left it here, if I found it here, I would give it to the front desk.
If it's not dead, I would usually expect somebody to like text themselves, and then that would be my lead.
Really?
Because I would text myself.
But how could you get the text?
But how would you
can't
get the text?
you
The
can't-
phone's dead.
Yeah, the phone's dead. You can't get.
Oh, if
it's
it's dead
locked.
and,
It's
and it's
locked.
dead.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's the answer.
How do you do it? Oh, okay. Just throw your card on it.
So I put my card on the back of the phone, and I put my wife's phone number.
I like that.
If you find this phone, call this number.
Damn.
And then she tells me that a person called, and
You
if they're nice
often
people,
lose your phone. Like that's.
no, but I found one.
And then that's when you.
That's when I'm thinking to
Cool.
myself,
Oh, and they had that on there.
no, they
Oh,
didn't.
oh,
I
they
found
didn't.
the phone
Oh.
on a street.
Look at you
and you're
solving
thinking
problems.
they should have.
The
I
mindset-
love
It's
that.
all about the mindset.
I love that.
Right. So I said and actually what happened was, just coincidentally, I'm thinking to myself now, what do I do that I found this person's phone and I can't get in touch with them? You're supposed to take it to the police station because they can
Oh yeah.
figure all this out.
Yeah.
While I'm thinking about what do I do, the phone rings.
Oh, you can pick it up.
I pick up the phone. I say, hi. And the voice on the other end says, hi, Bob. And I said, I'm not Bob. But I just found, I think Bob's phone and you obviously know his number.
Yeah.
So you get in touch with Bob's whomever,
Yeah.
wife, significant,
Yeah.
and tell him that I found the phone and I am
Nice.
waiting at 3rd and whatever to give
Oh.
him the phone back.
Did he come?
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
All right.
That's
You
awesome.
could live forever, but you can't bring anybody that you love with you.
World's around.
Would you
place.
do it?
Do good.
Would you do it?
Would I do
Would you live forever?
No.
You wouldn't. Why not? You're a sensible man. I like this.
Well, first of all, I think this whole longevity thing is
Yeah.
smoke. It's just silly. It's another. I think it's another scam to make money.
I love it.
Just all
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah. I'm
I
with you.
think we really need to. We shouldn't. And some people are addressing this. It shouldn't be about life span. It should be about health span.
Yeah.
I mean, who wants to live to be 100 and something?
Well, that's what I'm asking. If you could live forever,
No.
would you do it? You wouldn't do it.
No.
Why?
Give somebody else a chance.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, because I think if everybody could live forever, would we throw the orbit off because of the weight of the...
Yeah, no, so what happens to all the people that are living forever? And
That's right.
more importantly, who's going to take care of them?
Who's going to take care of them? But
And there's not enough resources.
No.
there's not enough resources. Yeah, so eventually we would die. It would
Yeah.
just be be an awful death, wouldn't it?
So do you ever remember a guy named Dick Lamb? Dick Lamb used to be the governor of Colorado.
Oh, no.
Now, you wouldn't know that, but it goes back many years. He was a pretty liberal, sort of center-left kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
He did a lot of really good things. He was a good governor, but he gave a very famous speech many years ago in which he said, old people have a duty to die. And that duty to die sank his political career.
Yeah, he spoke truth.
He spoke truth. People have, I mean, now, it's not so, no, I think it's silly.
Yeah. Me too, by the way.
Yeah.
But I've talked to people last night, and many people said they'd live forever. I do it.
Oh, good
I
for
would.
them.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
As long as you can pay for it and don't ask me to support you.
Well, you'd be dead, so.
Oh, I'd be dead. Right.
The other thing people say, which you didn't say, was, well, they bring up the vampire analogy. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah, that's true. We
everyone
got a
brings up
vampire.
The vampire.
Got a
Yeah,
vampire.
right. Lightning round, couple questions. Riskiest thing you've ever done?
The riskiest thing I've ever done was I had a job. My first job as a kid was selling newspapers on the beach in Atlantic City.
Whoa.
And-
that's some Bruce Springsteen shit right there.
And I was scared to death because I figured I'm not going to be successful and I couldn't.
Yeah.
That's another thing about the doctor mindset. Everybody's telling you you're the smartest kid in the room since you're 8 years
Yeah.
old. And speaking of AI, there is no smartest person in
Anymore.
anymore. So you can forget that. Right. But anyway, so I'm on the beach.
Damn it. No more saying that, people. I love that. We're going to kill that statement right here.
Dead.
So actually, it was very good. And it turns out that one of the predictors of entrepreneurial success was how old were you when you sold your first something for money?
Yeah.
And
I was 9.
Yeah, I think it's true.
Yeah.
I think it, and that's another thing
Yeah.
that we don't teach med students, which I think is a core skill, is how to sell.
That's right.
So we just talked about this in the thing. So
yeah.
doctors sell to patients all the time. They sell to all kinds of people. They just don't realize it.
Right. Exactly.
But they don't use that transferable skill to the entrepreneurial mindset.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the deal. So that was sort of risky. What was the worst that could happen? I couldn't buy a soft pretzel.
Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't buy
Or a
soft
tasty cake or something at Philly.
Right. Yeah. Ride the merry-go-round.
Exactly.
Come on,
Right.
folks.
Right.
Go back in time, see your 20-year-old self. What would you tell him?
Yeah, that's a common question. In fact, I asked these folks, what would be the title of your letter to your former self?
Yeah.
And my answer is make it personal, but don't take it personally.
Mm.
So what that means is if you're going to go down this road, meaning entrepreneurship or medicine, whatever, it's so hard and the risk of failure is so high that unless you have something in your soul that trips your trigger, you're not going to be successful
Right.
because you will ultimately fail repetitively.
Yes.
I have a failure resume that choke a horse.
Me too.
So you have to move on. So you make it personal because that's what's going to motivate you, intrinsically motivate you. But you have to understand that you're going to have to pick yourself up and move on. So don't take it personally. And
Just
the other thing I would say is don't let school get in the way of your education.
yeah, just a little
Love that one. My grandma always said that.
Yeah, it's a Mark Twain line.
That's a good one.
Just a little PSO. No horses were choked in the recording of this podcast.
It's important to note.
Yes, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Are we going to wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up.
All right. Go ahead. You go.
Well, there we have it, folks. Dr. Arlen Meyers from the SOPE, which is, tell us what it is again, Society.
The Society of Physician Entrepreneurs. And if you want to join, in same shameless self-promotion, if you want to join, you go to www.sopenet, SOPEnet.org. It is dirt cheap and a really high value. It's $80 a year.
What?
Yeah.
I might just join anyway.
Yeah, you should just join
It's
in.
$80. I
Right.
mean, how-
What the heck? You're going to spend more on Starbucks in 2 days.
Could I be a doctor, maybe?
Just play one on TV.
That's the first step, is to join SOPE.
or as a podcast host.
As a podcast stuff, yeah. All right. Thank you, Dr. Arlen Myers. It's
You're
been a
welcome.
pleasure
Yeah,
today.
it's been fun. Thanks.